Hi, I'm Michael Herbert from Litepanels, and I'm going to talk to you about the menu system on the Astra IP. One of the key pieces of feedback we received when developing the Astra IP range was that people wanted a clear menu system so they're able to accurately understand things like color, temperature and intensity and make more fine-tuning adjustments on the light as well. So I'm just going to turn the light on with a rocker switch at the bottom here. So first off, when you turn it on, you get the splash screen and it mentions the firmware revision there. Initially, you can see there are two linear dials here. The top one is your color temperature, which runs from 2700 Kelvin up to 6500 Kelvin. You can run that all the way through. And then the lower one here is the intensity. It goes up in 0.1 increments, obviously from 0 all the way up to 100%. Other things worth referencing on the screen to begin with, at the top here, it has the profile that it's using, but this is just letting you know that it's in bicolor mode, as it's a bicolor light, and it's using an 8-bit profile. This can be adjusted to a 16-bit profile if needed. On the bottom right-hand side here, you can see what the fan is doing. At the moment, it's set to auto mode, so it'll adjust the fan based on the temperature of the light, but this can be adjusted if needed. You can turn the fan off entirely, you can have it on a fan delay mode, or you can put it on max if you need. And you can also see here that it is set to, if you were using it, it's specifying that you're on DMX address number 1 at the moment. And this central icon here is to let you know that if you push the central encoder, you'll go into the main menu. It's a bicolor light, so the modes are fairly straightforward. COM select, now this is more relevant when you have some of the other DMX modules, but you have Bluetooth, because Bluetooth is inbuilt to every fixture. And then you'll be able to go down to Wi-Fi, wired DMX, Ethernet. These are all coming with further firmware updates. And you can see here, if you try and select them at the moment, it indicates that you need to insert a comms module to access that feature. And this little QR code will actually take you to the website to show which module you need to buy to access that feature. So then you just scroll down and then you can go back. Okay, so next we're going on to DMX settings. You can set your DMX profile, you can set your DMX address, you can choose whether DMX termination is enabled or disabled, and then you can also decide what happens for the DMX hold configuration if you lose DMX data. So you have various different options to hold, last look, or blackout, or something like that. So then just hit back. The next one is advanced communications. And this is if you have the Comms Plus module, which has access to ArtNet and streaming ACN. So we'd use that menu there to configure it. And then you go into fixture settings. So you can change things on the display, you can rotate the display, you can change the backlight level, you can dim it down. And this is where you change your fan settings as needed as well, and control the fan over DMX. You can do load and store configurations. This is a popular feature that we found with the Gemini range, where people will configure one light in a certain way. They can then download them onto a USB and then upload them onto another fixture. It's a very fast way of configuring multiple lights in the same way and making sure they all have the same settings. Here you do the firmware updates, which we have a more in-depth video on. You have the system information here. Again, a lot of these have come across from the Gemini series, so under system information, you can find out all kinds of things that are going on with the fixture itself, the firmware revision, the RDM, network information if you have it on a Wi-Fi network. You can go to the system monitor, which will tell you things like how much power it's drawing, the temperatures of the different PCBAs. And if there are any system faults, you'd have them diagnosed here, which will then direct you to a troubleshooting page so you can help understand if there was an issue with the fixture. There's full system reset there. Just allow everything to go back to defaults. And then you just hit back, or you can just push and hold the menu button and that'll take you back every time as well. Thank you very much. This was a very top level view of the Astra IP menu system. There'll be future videos coming out, so make sure you check the playlist for more in-depth videos on various different features and how you can get the most out of your Astra IP.